another reading lesson with Miss Meadows. I'm so excited to be reading with you. We have a brand new story to read today that's a part of our Module 8 on storytelling. You do not need your My Book today, you just need your iPad. And your listening ears ready to go. So we're going to start with our vocabulary first. Our first word is scamper. Say scamper. Very good. Scamper is a verb or an action word. When you scamper, you move quickly and playfully. So, for example, a squirrel can scamper across the railing on our deck very quickly. So he is scampering or moving very quickly or playfully across this railing. Scamper. I could also scamper really quickly over to my desk if I forgot something. Like if I forgot to move the mouse over onto the screen, I might scamper over to my desk to move my mouse over. Our next word is nook. Say nook. Very good. Nook is a noun or a person, place, or thing word. A nook is a small space inside of something. So we can see this little squirrel, I believe here, is sitting in the nook of a tree, in this little hole or space in the tree. So we also have our book corner, could be like a cozy little nook in the back of our classroom, a cozy little space. Got a lot of squirrel pictures this time. Different animal. Our next word is squeaks. Say squeaks. Very good. Squeaks is a verb or an action word. When something squeaks, it makes a short, high sound. So these baby penguins squeaks to his mother to talk to her. Sometimes doors will squeak if the hinges are a little bit squeaky or old. We hear a lot of squeaky, like squeak, 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 when we're seeing baby animals, though. Our next word is gnaws. Say gnaws. Very good. We've got a lot of animal pictures today with our vocabulary. Gnaws is a verb or an action word. When an animal or person gnaws on something, it chews on it with its teeth. So this beaver is gnawing on this stick with its teeth. It's chewing on it. Next word is thumps. Say thumps. Very good. Thumps is a verb or an action word. If something thumps something else, it hits it. So if somebody thumps a piñata hard enough or hits it hard enough, it might break and you might get all the candy inside. Thumps. And our last word is sneaks. Say sneaks. Very good. Sneaks is a verb or an action word. When someone sneaks, he or she moves quietly and secretly. So this friend Mateo is sneaking to grab a cookie with his mom's not looking. That is not probably a good choice. If someone sneaks around a table to you, you might not see them coming. Miss Meadows could also sneak up on you if you don't see her coming when she's really quiet. Alrighty, kiss your brain. Because we are moving right along to our anchor chart. Our anchor chart today is on theme. Can you say theme? Very good. So remember that the topic is what the story is mostly about, but the theme is the moral or lesson the author wants the readers to take away from the story or learn from the story. So we think of theme like a ladder, where we start at the bottom and we want to climb to the top to figure out what the theme is. So we're first going to think about the story's topic, think about what the story is about. Once we figured out what the story is about, we're going to go up the ladder to step 2, which is to look for the lesson a character learns or that a character could teach by the end of the story. And then we're going to climb up to the third step, and we're going to use clues to figure out the message the author wants you to learn. So is it the same lesson that the character learns, or is it a different lesson? And then we're going to go up to step 4, and we're going to say that theme in our own words. And that's how we will know what the theme is by the end. And remember, not the topic. The topic is what it's about. Theme is the lesson we learn. So our story today is a story called Red Knit Cap Girl and the Reading Tree. And that is a mouthful. Can you try saying that? Red Knit Cap Girl and the Reading Tree. Well, that's a mouthful to say. This story is story is written by Naoko Stoop is the author, the person who writes the words. And I'm already noticing from the first couple pages, I'm seeing what looks like 2 characters, our Red Knit Cap Girl and then maybe a bunny sitting next to her that looks like it could maybe be another character in the story. They look like they're sitting at the reading tree, and what they're doing by the reading tree is reading a book. And I wonder what will happen at that reading tree. So follow along with me and let's see if we can figure out what the theme is. It is too hot to run and too hot to play. Red knit cap girl and white bunny find a shady spot and read. So it's too hot outside to run and it's way too hot to play, so they're going to sit in a shady spot to read. The bunny, white bunny, and red knit cap girl. Squirrel wants to show them something, but he won't tell them what. You'll see when we get there is all he will say. Red knit cap girl and white bunny scamper after squirrel. There's one of our vocabulary words. They're kind of running after squirrel because he's got something to show them. What a big oak tree, red knit cap girl says when squirrel points. Not the tree, squirrel says. Look inside. Oh, look at that hole in the tree. It's like a really big nook. Red knit cap girl looks inside the hole in the trunk. That's what I wanted to show you all, squirrel says. It's called a nook. What is it for? Says bear. Red knit cap girl listens to the leaves rustling and feels the soft grass under her feet. She looks again at the nook. I have an idea, she says. I wonder what that idea is going to be. Red knit cap girl puts her book inside, where it will stay safe and dry. I will keep my book in this nook so everyone can read it, red knit cap girl says. I will keep my book in this nook so everyone can read mine too, white bunny says. I will too, says squirrel. Great idea, bear cheers. Hedgehog is too excited to speak. He just squeaks. Eek, eek. Oh, they're all going to put their books inside. If they all put their books inside that nook in the tree, what's it going to look like in there with all their books in there? Oh, maybe it'll look like a library in there. That's a good idea. Hold on to that thought. The birds swoop down. We have something to share too. I don't have a book, Beaver says sadly, but he wants to share something. I wonder what he could share if he doesn't have a book. Then Beaver gets an idea. What do you think he's going to use that wood for? Any ideas, any predictions of what he might use that wood for? Think about it. He gnaws and hauls with his teeth and thumps with his tail until he's built a strong bookshelf. I love that. So Beaver didn't have a book to share, but he did have his teeth that are good at chewing and gnawing on wood. And so he decided that he would build a bookshelf for them so he had something to share. What a great idea. The next day, Deer brings his book to the nook. Duck follows with her book. Turtle has so many books to share that she carries them on her back. Look at all these animals bringing their books to share. Sly Fox doesn't help. Oh. She sneaks to the nook when she thinks no one is looking. How silly they are, leaving all these books here for me to steal, she says as she takes one. Oh, Sly Fox is stealing the books they put there. But Sly Fox could have just read one, right? If she didn't need to steal, she could have just asked. That makes me sad. That's a sad choice. The other animals bring more books to the nook. They read every day until they're... Every day. so sorry. I think I'm better now. They read every day until the air turns clear and crisp and cold. It is autumn now, too cold to sit still around the nook. Snuggle under these, the sheep say. They've made warm wool blankets for everyone. Then the nook is even cozier. All summer, all fall, Owl and Moon have been watching Red Knit Cap Girl and her friends. Now it is almost winter. Days are shorter and dark comes earlier. Owl and Moon talk in hushed voices about what Red Knit Cap Girl and her friends have done. We can help too, Moon says, and she tells Owl how. They work all night long. Oh, I wonder what they're working on. In the morning, Red Knit Cap Girl and her friends see what Owl has made for them. Red Knit Cap Girl reads the sign out loud. Library, she says. We guessed that. We predicted that. A library is a place where anyone can borrow a book. Red Knit Cap Girl winks at Sly Fox, who smiles shyly back. So Sly Fox stole a book, but really could have just borrowed and asked. Just like we can borrow books and take out books from our library. That night, Moon shines her light on the nook, and the friends read. Sly Fox returns the book she took, and Red Knit Cap Girl reads it out loud to everyone. Thank you, Red Knit Cap Girl, say the little ones who can't read yet. Thank you, dear bear, birds, duck, squirrel, hedgehog, beaver, sheep, turtle, and turtle babies, Sly Fox, Owl, White Bunny, and Moon. Thank you for making our library, says Red Knit Cap Girl. It is good to share books. And that's the end of our story. So as we were reading, we were looking to figure out what the theme was, what we were, the lesson that we learned was. And the question that it is asking us is, what is the theme? What is the lesson that we learned? And as I was reading, I noticed that there was one character who did try to steal from them, but did they get upset by that? No, they still just wanted them to be able to borrow a book and still invited Sly Fox back because they wanted to share books. And the theme we discovered at the end was that it's good to share, and it's good to share books and stories together and to read together, especially in cozy, fun places. So I really loved that story. I thought it was a sweet story. You know what to do now. You've unlocked your gem choice board. So go ahead and earn those sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. I hope you enjoyed our story, and I can't wait to read with you next time. For the rest of your day, have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.